How's everybody doing tonight? I was trying to get the computer to work, but it won't keep up with it. Data's about ran out, so I have to do it from the phone. Oh, there's Edna. Oh, well, you guys all got your guts full of Joe Biden yet? People can't get gas, you can't get anything. They shut all the food stamps down from people. Uh, there's a lot going on. I've been watching some of the stuff on YouTube. Been seeing all these cities with people on drugs and the trash in the cities. It's a shame that all those Americans are out there on the street. I know some of them wants to live that way, but there's a lot of veterans out there. It's just struggling out there. Hi, Miz. How are you? Uh, but no, I was wondering if everybody's getting fed up with it. I figure pretty soon we ain't going to have a country. It's starting to look like a third world country. I just think it's awful. I don't know where. I ain't seen Don Ritchie. I have to say, Don Ritchie, line 17, where you at? But a lot of people ask me why ain't I making videos. I've been just very busy. And thank all you new subscribers. Uh, but but no, I said, well, I'm gonna go live. There ain't much on. But yeah, I was going to try to do it from the laptop, but it just ran out of data. But no, I wanted to come on here and thank all the new subscribers. And I still got some free gifts yet to give away. Uh, like I said, I've been very busy. Uh, hi, Black Watch. But yeah, I've been working on the computer trying to get some new things set up on there to do live. But but yeah, that's where I've been. I've been just playing around with some new stuff and then watching everybody else on YouTube see what they're talking about. But I've been watching all these big cities. Boy, it's just awful. I mean, we got our American people out there and they're all messed up on drugs. They look like walking zombies. It's like, why ain't anybody cleaning that stuff up? But yeah, there probably ain't very many people up tonight. You doing good, Black Watch? I hope you are. But yeah, I've been trying to do some brush hogging and different things and putting hay up and different things. But yeah, I want to go back to where we left off. Uh, try to get things, everybody back on track, but trying to get some new, different things going, intros and different things. Just where we can do reviews on other videos. We can share screens and stuff. The telephone don't give me that option, but the computer thing does. I know StreamYard definitely changed a little bit. But nah, if anybody wants to come up, just let me know. But I know there's a lot of different singers out there. Ryan and Adam Calhoun, Tommy McDonald, they're definitely trying to wake people up to tell people which way the country's going. Don't look very good. But there's a lot of companies I see is going broke, especially Budweiser. They're trying everything to weasel their butt out of different things. I don't think it's going to work for them. But no, I've been watching some of these cities and stuff, and it's just been awful. Yeah, I wonder how much beer Budweiser sold during the fourth. I seen everybody buying Pabst Blue Ribbon around here. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. Yeah, there ain't very many people probably up at this time. And I didn't see very many people on. The only person I seen on was Bonnie. I see she still comes on. And I see Tammy, she comes on. That's about all I see come on now. But yeah, that's all I see coming on. Yeah, we might have to yell for Dawn again. Might have to say, Dawn, line 17, come to Larry P's. Yeah, I don't even see Dawn hardly on. I seen him come on a few times, different people. Hi, Tina P. Yeah, I came on just to see how everybody got along during 4th of July. And I wanted to thank all the new subscribers. But everybody's wondering when I was going to come back on. I just been very busy. And usually if I'd come on, it'd have to be late, less we're out somewhere to show something. But yeah, I still got a lot of stuff from when I took a break to hand out. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been mostly mowing and different things like that. Had a real good 4th of July. I'm gonna drop the link in case someone wants to come up here. Gonna try to. Like I said, they changed this thing around. Oh, right there's the link if anybody wants it. Hi, Casey. Yeah, there's a few people still up at this time. There ain't very many. Yeah, a lot of people don't really have too many places to go to now. Everybody's being busy during the summer months. They really don't have too many places to go. They're out doing stuff with their family. Casey, I don't know where Urban is, so don't ask how if his TV blew up yet. Because I know you're probably going to ask if Urban's TV blew up yet from leaving it on for his dog. I talked to Urban a few days ago. He seemed like he's doing okay. But no, I thought I'd come on and thank all the new subscribers and see what everybody's been doing. Yeah, that's what I figure I'd just come on and see how people's been. But been hot there, Casey. Boy, it's been warm here. Last couple of days it's been in the 90s. It was in the 70s. Yeah, it was in the 70s. Uh, but I got some new reviews coming up on some different things, some panels, uh, some fans. It runs, but yeah, I got some USB solar panels to do some reviews on. I got a lot of different things to do reviews on if I just get time. Uh, I've been researching a bunch of natural uh, plants and just different things. Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff out there going on right now. But I was just wondering if everybody's getting sick of how the country's going yet. You know, when is American people going to start standing up? That's what I like to know is when's people going to stand up. So, did you guys like the Trump videos? Oh, there's Blackwatch. Hi,
How
Blackwatch.
how you doing, Larry?
Pretty good. So, you doing pretty good?
We have Celsius up here, temperatures, but it's only about 24. That would make it 75, but the humidity is 93%.
Yeah.
It's been
So,
brutal.
you're pretty sticky in.
Oh yeah, it's not very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was in 70s, and Edna was like, "We can't run the air conditioning. It's just too cool outside." She said, "Turn the fan on." I was like, "Yeah." I said that saves some power.
Yeah,
But you know, I don't know if you know about it, but some of the cities it's just over. I mean, it's just overpopulated with everybody in the streets. It seems like you go to California, New York. I mean, it's just trash out in there. It's like, why ain't anybody saying anything?
I guess I don't know.
It it's a little bit disgusting because the border's wide open, and we're taking care of those people first, and we got our own people here, and they're just not doing nothing for them.
No, I mean, you're in a, you know, I don't know well, I don't know about Canada and everything else. I don't really, you know,
Yeah,
what's
but
going on.
no, it's just disgusting when you're sitting there watching YouTube and the news is ain't even talking about it really, and when you see that, and it's like third world country, it almost seems like.
I mean, really, nothing is the weather. Nothing is what I remember being young, what I grew up in. The '70s really shifted. Everything just went different, you know.
It
So,
seems like it shifted in the '80s to me.
well, the '80s didn't start off too well for me. I
but
lost, but it's I, you know, being only 14, I got a lot of years ahead of me, so I kind of don't look at it that way.
yeah, but no, it's like I was watching one video, and it was just a few days ago, and the gas pumps was totally full, but they had them ribboned off, and it's like we was energy efficient when was in there. Now it's like it's all going down the drain, and they want to run everything off of electric. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, that's a manufactured thing. I mean, outside of the fact what it's going to cost to create the batteries, but
Well,
we have or had imperial gallons, so it's 4.54 quarts to a gallon, but then the quart was more than your quart. But I can
yeah,
remember my godfather's father's station that I used to go on the Saturdays, 13.4 cents a gallon, vividly, you know.
yeah,
Um, but that was a lot of money.
yeah,
When I pumped gas for my godfather, I think I started when I was 12. He had a Texaco. $2 filled a car, a conventional four-door, six-cylinder Chev.
yeah. I can remember my dad giving me 35 cents to get a gallon of gas, and I was like, "Ain't no way it's going to fill that up," and it did.
Yeah, but
But
mind you, there would, the wages, um, was the same. So I'll never forget. There was a Sunoco station I always went to. It was kind of self-serve, by that time, and it was a changeover to liters. One night, they closed, and it was, Imperial Gallon, and I went. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get there or something, so I had to go in the day it was liters, and the men are around there, and you fill in the car, and I said, "You do know how much this is compared to yesterday?" And it was 80 some odd cents a liter or something. And I said, times 3.67. They said, "You're kidding. There's no way." I mean, last night it was this. We're paying, like 30, 40% more. And I said, "Welcome to metric."
yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's like you got Walmart. They sell the mixed gas for the weed eaters, and when you look at that gas, it's almost just for a quart of it. It's 15 to $20. It's like, man, I
you
think
mean,
I'd just mix it myself.
you mean for two-stroke engine?
Yeah, for two stroke.
Yeah. I didn't think they were still around.
Well, they say it like the steel products. Uh, this regular gas, if it's 889, it will not work. It'll ruin the carburetors. You got to get up
Yeah.
higher because
90,
it'll gum them up.
I
Yeah,
think
it'll gum
it was
them up.
91. Yeah. I think it was 91 back in the day.
Yeah,
Because I remember the 1970 oil embargo, which did not happen. That was manufactured, and then it'll be 51. Texaco had Sky Chief, that's a high test. 51 point something a gallon. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't afford it, you know. But I had big block Chevy engine, so back in the day.
Yeah, that back then, that's all I would run was Chevys. Old Chevy vans, just any old Chevy trucks. And today they're making vehicles. Heck, they just get so many more miles. I think it don't matter what brand it is, as long as it's been taken care of.
Yeah, well, usually, in my experience, you get a, um, V6, like a six-cylinder. The
Yeah,
block only has a shelf life of about 300,000 kilometers, which a kilometer is 5/8 of a mile, an easy mathematical thing. And they're shot, they're gone.
yeah.
And that
I've
that
had some 350 4-bolt mains that get about
geez,
360.
those were the workhorse.
Yeah,
354 volt mains. They
yeah,
were you couldn't kill them.
yeah. And that's like the old Dodge Slant Sixes. They was good motors too.
Or the Chevy Sixes, they were filthy engines, absolutely filthy. No point washing them off, but they
Yeah.
you couldn't kill them. And but I guess it's an advancement. I don't know.
I seen Irvin come through and Freedom Pop.
Not urban.
Yeah,
Lock the door.
locked the door. Yeah, I'm glad you came up to talk to me. I'm glad. Did you have a good 4th of July?
Well, this is the thing up here. Ours is July the 1st. So when the race comes, we were first and you were fourth, right? No, I should point. I'm banned on 9 channel,
Oh,
which some of which but it's just the way things have gone. I wasted 3 years. I'm not going to
well,
pick apart. I'm not going to say this or that or whatever.
well,
Um,
I think everybody, and that was one reason that I took a break. I don't want mixed in that. I've met a lot of friends on here and talked to different people, and you know, I know everybody goes through a struggle, but sometimes it's time to just step back and just let them work their own things out.
I have a. I don't know even if you're interested. I tried. I kind of did the music reactions and then information tech, IT tech. That's what I did for a living. And
Huh?
what was happening, YouTube side was corrupting. I'd lock out. So this was my last goal. And I don't know where I came up with the name. I thought, I'm not going to do this anymore. I didn't clean up the Gmail thing, like it's just simply you couldn't get in. I had Gmail, but it corrupted. I did it for a living, so I know what I was doing. And this was the last goal, and it's held for what, 3 years, 4 years or something.
But
But
that's like everybody says, well, you should quit YouTube and go to TikTok, and I was like, well, I like YouTube, but I've went and looked at TikTok and made an account and different things on there, and I like to use their stuff that they have on there, but I wish YouTube would have the effects that they have.
to me, TikTok has been a bit of an aberration as it developed of what people use it for. Personally,
Yeah.
it's I don't see the point, but maybe that's just me.
Well, that's just it's supposed to make their videos better and different things, but you get a lot of like music stuff on backgrounds and stuff you can use, but YouTube kind of blocks you or takes your channel down if you use it.
Yeah, but this is the thing that gets me, Larry. Like I don't care if there's stocks being sold, whatever. I don't care the structure of YouTube. Google, alphabet above it. The First Amendment and everything. This is a private business. It's a
Yeah.
private business, and this is what it's like. Go to Walmart, and you start wielding a gun or start swearing at the women, they're going to put you out, and they have every
Yeah.
right to. It is what it is, and it's structured, and they make their money off advertisements. It's a business, and it's meant to make money. It's not a statement to. There's an interesting. I met a lot of people. I probably met more that don't like me than do like me, but it's. If you saw the recent thing from the federal judge, I don't know what we should talk about it. It's ruling. Where the First Amendment really only applies to the government. I don't know.
Well,
We should talk about that. I don't know what YouTube
well,
rules are.
that's like, I seen some stuff that come out, but it's like I didn't even know a lot of it was even going to come out to like 2 or 3 days ago. And then I seen people talking about it, and I was like, I didn't even know they was going to release that stuff yet.
Well, there was a federal judge that made a ruling against basically interference of social media content by the government. And I don't know if we should talk about that. And
Yeah.
based on the structure and the evidence and the portions that were, examined to come to that ruling, it can't be appealed. It simply can't. You can go ahead and appeal it all you want, but it's still going to go that way. And when you think about it, maybe I'm
But
too.
when is it time? You see all these other countries stand up. When is the United States going to stand up? That's what I want to know.
Well, personally, you pick out the conspiracy theories and everything else, and it's more or less the evidence there. Get on with it. But these channels want to keep going and collect evidence. With me, there's enough there. With my little limitation
Yeah.
of knowledge,
Yeah.
there's
You know it goes on, and it's like, why ain't they done anything yet?
well, this was around in the '60s.
And it
It
just got worse.
Well, people started recent events. I just say since December 29th, 2019, uh, just made people examine things closer. It's always been there.
But I know what you're saying. It's always been there. But back then, you could go out on the town, enjoy the towns, the streets, everything going on. I mean, you can go hang out. Now you can't even do that.
No, I mean, I don't want to refer to my age because I know Miss Blue Moon, might cancel her date Saturday night next week, but I've got a few years behind me. You know,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
oh no, I
Uh,
don't. I just see the whole thing when I started this, and I wasn't on purpose. I'm comfortable with who I am. I am. If you really look at least from a man's standpoint, I can't.
well, I think everybody should be comfortable who they are and comfortable with what
And
skin they have or whatever. Everybody should be comfortable with themselves.
but there was a time, one of the tech channels says, "Come on into Zoom, do the Zoom," and I thought, you don't want to hear what I have to say, because I have my opinions and that's it, and I've had my life. They're not going to change too much, but really nobody knew if I was male or female, and I didn't do that on purpose. It just evolved. This whole thing evolved like a life of its own. And you talked about some of the channels running now. I left that last night. I've had it ran its course because I
Well,
can't.
you just can't. It's just like you hear different things, and you're like, well, you don't get your opinion. It seems like anything you say, you're wrong, and that's like they say we're in a race of war. I don't think so. I don't agree on that. A lot of people says we are, but you go to these big cities and you look at it, you see both sides helping each other, even race, and I just don't agree with that. And I think we're all getting along. It's just we all have to stand up for the same reason because we all live here.
I just find, quite honestly, the hypocrisy grew, and I couldn't stay there anymore, Larry.
But when it's time to go, it's you just got to go. I understand that.
No, but it was a general, in general way. I you know the channel, and because I
Oh,
couldn't stay, and I said, what about this? Next thing I know, I'm banned. I just pointed out, yeah, but we talked about that. That
well,
didn't
I
go.
know a lot of people. It was on my channel. They got banned at different ones, and and maybe I shouldn't say anything, but I support channels, and it's like cold beer. I like him. I go over and I believe what he does. I've looked at his website. I've supported the veterans on there. I like what he does. And a lot of people don't like him, but I like him. I've bought his merchandise. I ain't afraid to say it on here. I think he does a good job, But when he can come out and just pull the bull crap out, and then you go look at his website, he did a great job setting that stuff up, you know. And a lot of people don't like him, but that's like Rhino. A lot of people don't like him. Cam, but I like them all. I'm easy to get along with. I like everybody. We all got a point one way or the other.
Let's put it this way: there's a channel that it was a questionable. The lady, it was pretty adult, loose channel, and I'm pretty easygoing, but even I found it strong. But I finally got on a panel, and let's just say Sage wanted to take a run at me. I said, let him come ahead. Um, Definite two ways of looking at things.
Yeah,
Not what he does, the personality.
yeah. The backlash you get, but that's where we're all different, and I think we all can be different. But
Not over there, you can't. You
oh, I
got
know what you're saying, but but we all, even if I don't believe what you say and you don't believe what I say, we should still all be able to get along.
There was a gentleman that tried to promote that, and I said, "Can I come on panel?" Next thing I know, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh.
walk the
But
walk the talk.
but
But
no, that's like I went over and did the uh 4th of July thing. I support everybody that came in there. I appreciated of them guys coming over and trying to talk to me on my channel, like D Dog and a lot of them people. They do got a lot of information, but I just think we're all in this boat, and I think if we don't get on track, and I think we're on the edge of losing.
yeah,
You
I mean,
know,
it is a serious. You know, maybe I'm dating myself. I could see on television when I was younger the moon landing, Martin Luther King Jr. on that veranda, and I'm thinking, if the camera can see you, so can a rifle scope.
yeah,
I'm, I mean, I might blow the date with her. I'm going to be 72 years old.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But this is the thing. Everybody wanted, how old are you? This whole thing. And, like I said, Larry, the comfort, being comfortable with who you are, I think, and what you are, it's, 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 it's not easily done. But for example, I went to leave one of the stream yards, and I'm going to use names, but it's a woman.
Yeah.
And I said, but tell me one thing before I go for the night. She says, what? I said, are the seams in my stocking straight? She says, they're fine. I said, good. I don't have this, I'll call it testosterone stroking thing that men do, and it just leaves me baffled, you know? But it's not an easy, you might know yourself, it's not an easy place to get where you can joke about stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just,
Well, everybody takes stuff too serious, and it gets out of hand too quick. But that's like Kittlehead. He checked on me a few days ago and asked how I was doing, and I was about ready to tell him I. He said, "What have you been doing?" I was like, "God, just putting my ass in the recliner." I was going to tell him, but no, I've been mowing. I met a lot of nice people out here, and that's like when you would come in and joke with Irvin. We kind of enjoy that.
Larry, who was joking?
Who was joking? I think
Yeah.
everybody.
No, I just a little bit of it. It wasn't that funny, I guess. Urban, I wasn't joking.
Irvin, I wasn't joking.
But
He said,
it is the one thing I found there was some that was almost like I'm not going to mention names. It's like Fox News, breaking news, right? So you go to what was a party. It was really like being at a bar, but it's online. And in comes this person, well, I'm not going to mention names, and politely told, if that's all you got, leave. Because you need the release of absolute nonsense, with the pressures of everything today, and especially what was going on, this constant, being locked down and trying to get information, trying to live your life in a, like a fishbowl.
yeah, everybody's living in a fishbowl, it seems like.
But it's just, I have my own views, I've had my own experiences, particularly I'll tell you later. I don't believe. I know how I got here. I know why. I know the event in my life, and I don't particularly like it. But the experiences online, it baffles me. Like how did I get here? And
Well,
how did I get banned on 9 channels?
well, that's like, a lot of us was over on Travis's and, uh, I still talk to everybody that was on there. Some of them's got my telephone number. I enjoyed talking to them. And when there's people getting banned and for this and that, and I can understand if you're on there cussing somebody out or something.
No, but I mean, it was. I'll say it because I'm just about finished with this. I am. I said to a channel, years ago. I said, there's something in my life that's not going away, extremely serious. And if you can understand for that reason, I can't be serious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because this is with me every second of every day. It just drags you down if you let it. But it's some people just don't have the sense of humor, I guess. I say the most inappropriate things at the most inappropriate times because it gets too heavy. You go for an hour and it's going down, it's beating down. Okay, enough. You know what I mean? And if that's inappropriate, you hang me. I'm not gonna sit there and get so serious and so dragged down and apply it to my own life. Hour after hour after hour. It's going to be exhausting at the end of 3 hours.
Oh, definitely. That's like one of my veterans. Well, Edna's dad. Everybody's like, you should get him on here so people can talk to him. And I love him to death, but a lot of people wouldn't be able to handle him on here.
No, I
You
mean,
know.
I don't know. It's a little bit of an art form, really. But the kidding, the joking, there's always a seriousness. Because Irwin would know a recent event not too long ago where something was reported that wasn't true. I was there that night, and that still left me.
Yeah, it just leaves you in that spot where you don't even want to even mess with YouTube anymore.
No, it was just, I'll leave it at this. It was not true. And I think you know what I'm talking about. And I couldn't imagine somebody manufacturing that.
Oh, okay. I think I do know what you're talking about now.
But I was there 1 in the morning.
And it went from channel to channel.
Yeah, it was. We kind of lost. I can't really say what it is because there's still.
But that's what I'm saying. It went to channel and it just
It did.
kept bouncing around.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It stressed everybody out. That's what it did.
No, I don't. I honestly don't know. It was just a mistaken thing at the time because it didn't take more than about half an hour, and it kind of possibly could be so, the way things are. But then as it unfolded, it kind of go, who would do that?
Yeah, who would do that? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Lori C. and the whole thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But, it went on and it went on and, everybody's looking for information and was like, nah, it didn't happen, you
No,
know. But
but it.
and the bad thing is it's still getting views, That's what I don't understand.
Well, it's sensationalism. You don't think Fox News or if I can say those certain news channels where the news director whatever says this is boring. We got to punch it up with something. We don't have to have all the proof, but and get people. I could give you examples of and people start to believe it, but they don't have to qualify it, because they're not. This is reported. You know what I mean? We don't
Uh,
know and it just starts people watching the news again. And if you get people at home and everything like that, that's what they want, something to hang on to, something to.
yeah, a little bit of faith there to hang on.
Yeah, you just kind of go like, people aren't buying this, really, they're
Yeah.
not. They do, and it's I don't know. This whole thing is.
I see T Lee's in here. It's a wonder she ain't in bed. Hi, T Lee. Do you know T Lee?
I may have. I don't see a. Been a while since you've been on. And when I think about it,
Yeah.
yeah,
I devil her all the time. The other day, yesterday or day before, she was deviling me back. She said, "Look what I found in the store." He said, "I'm gonna get it to you. It's a big old skillet." And I said, "I wouldn't spend $40 on it myself."
they
She wanted
are.
to hit me in the head with it.
Yeah, the old iron ones are good.
Yeah, she was showing me how much they cost. They're
Yeah.
still expensive.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think my mom kind of inherited hers, and they went on. Um, when my mom passed, there's certain things my daughter wanted, and there was a pancake skillet, all iron, with the handle, and you can't buy them now.
Yeah.
There's this a part of how the heck did I get here?
You know the big iron soup kettles? I got a few of those.
Yeah, I mean they're hard to come by and clean up, but they're things just aren't what they were.
We had we used to have an antique place and we had a guy bring one in and we found out it was stolen at the end. We had to give it back. And
Yeah,
but anyway, uh it was probably the biggest soup kettle I've ever seen, but we bought it for $100 and we ended up giving it back to the people. They
yeah,
came in there. But it was probably 3 feet or 3.5 feet big around. I was like, man, that would make a lot of soup.
yeah. When I worked at the aircraft company, they I don't know if they were employed, but whatever, the cafeteria, they had their own staff, and the food, the soups, oh my God. And hardly cost you anything, a couple bucks.
Yeah.
That's when you wanted an hour and a half for lunch. It was really, especially on a cold winter's day. You're in Ohio, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Ohio.
You're just south of me then. Well, not just, but more or less. I
Oh, I was thinking you was from Canada.
I am.
Huh?
I am. I could
Oh, I thought that's where you was from.
I can see a little thing that says ambassador in red light.
Huh.
The little structure, and trucks go over it, and back and forth and back and forth. This is not where I was. I'm more from 600 miles east Toronto.
Yeah.
I was really, when I grew up, there was a borough of East York where my parents' house, whatever that they finally bought. If I went to the backyard and I jumped the fence south, I was in Toronto. If I jumped back over, I was in East York. Now it's all part of Metro Toronto.
Yeah.
It's I look back on it in the street I grew up. I had a real great childhood. Despite everything. So that was Metro Toronto. I think is over 3 million people now, almost four. But back in the day, it was the weather changes, everything. There's this thing when you think about it, Larry. You ever been young and you watch this old couple walking down the street?
Yep.
You can think 70, 80 years old and they're holding hands. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's definitely wonderful. You'll never see it hardly today.
Well, I was married 22 years. I've been almost 30 years divorced. But my point is this: you start walking down the street with your woman, and then you hear teenagers behind you saying, "Isn't that wonderful?" It can happen very quickly. That's one thing I've noticed with this. I have no idea. I don't believe. I have my daughter married the second time. She didn't marry the first one, but anyway, and they have a 14-year-old. So I have four granddaughters and I have four great grandchildren under 7. I don't believe it, and I'll never see the great grandchildren. You
Oh, you
know,
might.
no, I won't. I've accepted that years ago.
Oh,
But it's to be here. It's I don't believe it. Don't close your eyes; it'll happen all too quick.
well, you definitely said a mouthful there.
Um,
I was talking with Miss Blue Moon, and that's what I was telling her. I said it don't take time. Time will overturn, and it's like, where'd it go?
oh, it's. My daughter says to me, "Dad, you're like a story machine. Press a button." And my nickname for her is Mick. And I said, Mick, when most of your years, if not all of them, in the rearview mirror are in the rearview mirror, come back and talk to me about it. It's a sobering experience. But information technology. That's what I started that September 1969, and there was de Havilland Aircraft, Bombardier Enterprises, and another little company called Boeing. You
Hmm.
know, and it isn't the mystery they make things out to be. Information technology. When I concluded that the whole idea of the internet was almost impossible. Not impossible, because they used to sell planes in Farnborough, England. That's where they had the air show. And you might have a company say, I want 2 planes and 4 options. So I'm not going to get too much into tech, VTEM, Virtual Telecommunication Access Method. And we'd secure the lines in the conference room. Then they said, get out. That's when the president and the marketing and sales, negotiated 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the beginning of it, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm also banned on 2 tech channels. Go figure.
Huh.
One called me his pet troll with good reason. And yeah, um, what would you call it? Um, the willingness to succeed. The word leaves me. You know, trying to get ahead, and you know, but that's okay.
Yeah, but it's just like when I took a break because I had hay and different things going on and different things. And I said, well, I'm just going to walk away for a while because, it's just heated up. And then everybody was arguing with everybody. And it's like, I've heard enough. I got stuff to get done. And, it's just aggravating in a way. And it's like, don't they know it? You know, everybody's on the same team, and it just seems like they're just fighting against each other.
Well,
It's it's just disturbing.
my particular thing, May 4th, 2020, and I was in the tech thing, and there's this guy that had 40 years as a programmer. Then his wife had a girlfriend who had Paul. He's vice president of information technology for a Fortune 25 company. And he decided, I said a certain thing. You wouldn't understand about servers and that. And
No,
he said, really? And I said, yeah. You do that to the server, you secure it down. I can't talk to any other one. About 4 or 5 days later, and he says, you were right, because he went to work and asked, the networking, the server people. And I said, what do I know? I don't know anything. Well, that's it. That man, I was in a Zoom for 2 hours afterwards. And I said, Gary, I've entertained you for 2 hours. What you say? I have. Don't do it again. I'm warning you, don't do it again. He did. I was sitting here, Larry, 25 minutes. I was making up names to call him. And I thought, when I walk around, I'm going to look at this and they're going to, kick me out, mute me. They didn't. And this is, oh, I'm not going to, and I
but
had,
no, it's just like when I first started YouTube. I didn't really get too nosy and ask people. I should have asked questions, but I came on here and just tried it, and I started meeting different people, and I kind of like talking to different people, and but I figured it out after a while. But it just took me a while.
I do too. Like, we can all say something, but I love accents. I do. It's just, we can all say the same thing, but not in the same way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, everybody thinks different,
Yeah.
and it
I
it
mean,
just comes out different.
yeah, just the accent, the whole, and I've always said to whoever, privately in the thing, I said, I would love to laugh with you and hate to laugh at you. Remember that. Remember it, because the time you're going to kind of, is he serious? Which I'm not. It's, I don't know. Maybe I orchestrated my own demise, as it were. You know, but you know what I mean. You gotta play.
Yeah, it seems like it. I know what you're saying.
It's everybody with, like, especially the stresses of those first couple of years and that. And I do take things seriously. I do. I have to. But then it comes a break point. Where it's just,
Yeah, it's a break point, and you got to say, why would somebody do that or do this? And it just makes you wonder all day.
well, who wants to go to bed more exhausted than when they went into something?
Yeah,
Like, there's enough going on. Honestly, I'm glad my parents didn't have to go through that. My dad died in '97, my mom in 2016, and thank goodness they didn't have to go through. They could never understand this.
yeah, that's the same year my father passed away. But It's like my mom. She's got old timers, just a little minor stuff, but she's doing really well. But it's like me and her will talk different things that's going on, and she's like, I don't know what to think of it. She
Mm.
just calls it a circus.
And that's one thing my dad had a stroke or something. He went a number of months. He was never the same. Um, but my mom more or less went into hospital palliative, and it was only a couple of months, and I'm thankful for that. That it wasn't prolonged or anything.
Yeah.
I could tell you some of the stories in this city, the way I think, because of the way I think, what I went through. I didn't think they could do that under laws, but they did. Oh, someone's from Canada too, or something. But I don't know, Larry.
I just don't know. That's why I said I probably shouldn't have asked the questions, but I just wonder when America's going to wake up. With the prices of food, the gas.
Yeah,
The people that does get food stamps, they don't get any extra now, and they was pending on them, and now they ain't, and it's like, what's people gonna do? Are they gonna? It's just like was watching it. Uh, those people in New York City, some of them was veterans out there on the street, and they relapsed on drugs, and
yeah,
it's like, okay, you got these guys, and now they're trying to straighten up, but they can't get any housing, and it's
yeah,
like, it's just sad, and then the borders wide open. We're helping them and our own veterans and different people that's been here, you
yeah,
know, and the streets are got needles in them, the parks, and it's like, where's the people in the neighborhood to clean that up?
yeah.
It's just saddening.
I mean, it's a part of it. Toronto had nicknames. One was the Big Smoke, because of the buildings and everything. The other was Toronto the Good. It wasn't all that good, what you're talking about. Um, but um, when I divorced and everything went south. Everything. I always wanted. I had a thing about drag racing. You know the '60s cars they talk about, muscle cars, '67.
Yeah.
I lived that. It wasn't going back getting an old car. I lived that. In high school, there was one guy's father bought him a 340 Swinger. The other guy father bought him a 440 Roadrunner six pack. I didn't have that, but my dad thought it was a really cool idea. He didn't tell me to do it. To work on my godfather's gas station, and he thought, well, you could learn cars, right? You're gonna fix them, which I did. Unfortunately, I also learned big block Chevys, and that's what I wanted. But the thing was, after the divorce, I had an '89 Mustang, and ended up in SV. One of her friends died, flipped the car at 160. Doesn't happen. But this guy's wife says he's going to kill him, so he had to get out of it. Long story short, I ended up through Jersey, New York. It was fun. It was
Yeah, just a rough time for you.
yeah, but I mean, it was a. I didn't go crazy, but it was a little bit of a dream. 45 years old, and you went out and did that. And my dad kind of went with me. But the thing was, like, I went through all the states. People came up from Texas, New Jersey, um, Connecticut, and it's a bit of a brotherhood. It was a lot of fun. Didn't last that long, but I got to travel down there more, and it was an experience. I'll tell you that. But anyway, I'm kind of going off on a squirrel.
You're fine. Yeah, I didn't really have too much to talk about. I just wanted to see if there was few people still up, maybe see how they's doing, make sure they had a good 4th of July.
Like
And
I
just
said, I could use names of channels and you're going to know them, but I'm done there. I just can't. I just kind of just.
Well, and that's the thing. I think everybody got tired of it, and I understand, and it's just like I don't have very many people in here, but I did definitely some. I appreciate them coming in and watching my videos and stuff, and I seen it. I think I got 120 or 222 or 224, something like that subscribers. But I just wanted to come on here, maybe show somebody how to do something with their hands, or maybe something they didn't know, or different things. Different people live in different areas, and that's like
That's a
some
lot.
of the herbs out there. A lot of people don't realize. I don't think we need big medicine or anything like that. I think God supplied everything on this earth for us to make it. I don't think, you know, there's a
That
lot of things that we could learn off of each other.
it is a lost art what you do with things. I mean, hockey was a way of life up here, right?
Yeah,
And
hockey.
I can remember my parents finally got that house where I was born, and you street hockey, ball hockey. Even in the summer if it wasn't too hot. But I remember my daddy was putting linoleum tiles down in the bathroom, and he says, "Where are you going?" Well, what do you mean? Where am I going? You know where I'm going. Get up here. And he kind of, you put the tiles out. You know how the bathtub curves?
Yeah,
It's a curvature to it. And he says, watch this. And, you put it and you describe it. You got that? Yeah, now go play. That's what he did. He taught me the plumbing, the whole, because you couldn't afford a tradesman, right?
yeah.
The things that you do with your hands, the things, and it really paid off. That's one thing about him that I'm grateful for. Unless it had to be, electrical connections, that had to be passed or something. Um, you learned how to do it, and it created a curiosity to know, and that's one of I think, the greatest things he gave me is
Well, I
to
kind of, I kind of agree with you on that. That's the way it's my father. He's taught me a lot of different things, trades and different things like that, and I'm glad he did.
I remember I was 17 and I got a Chevelle or something, 396, and I ordered a used engine. And I had an aunt that worked at Hastings Rings and things. Point is, I didn't do the machine work, but I rebuilt that thing because I knew the other one was going to go. Which I sold it with the car, and I saw the guy coming down the driveway. I thought, this can't be good. And he says, you told me the engine would blow. I said, yeah, that's why I sold the other one with you. And he says, it did. And the mechanic put that in. He says, this is one of the best rebuilt engines he's ever put in a car. And that kind of made me, I was 17 years old at the time. And, you just try to do it, but kind
Yeah,
of,
I've been in that boat before, and had to rebuild something. That's like I've got a 52, 52 Ford. And me and Edna's dad uh, rebuilt together. And I've learned some, and I knew what I was doing a little bit, but he taught me quicker ways, better ways of doing it, and more precise than anything.
but I think that's an important thing for, I mean, sometimes you never know, your daughter. I mean, women aren't excluded from it. There's an awful lot of trades in that. And,
Yeah,
it's just something that, maybe a farm life is a bit different, but It just drives me crazy. I got a brother-in-law, and I don't think he knows which end of the hammer to hit the nail with sometimes. No, I'm serious. He just does some things that I just leaves me standing. But that was his upbringing, you know.
Yeah,
I just, might sound like I'm conceited, but that's not the way you do it, you know.
yeah.
Don't do it. It's urban.
Well, the way I was taught to do it right the first time, try to do it the best you can.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you, for instance, you get parts for an engine or something, if you're going to cheap out on it, don't bother, because it's not
Yeah,
going
if
to.
you're going to, yeah, I agree.
It's just. I mean, when I did that, I snapped a few rings, and my aunt had to get another set. Oops. I guess I
Yeah,
upset
try
that
to
one.
slide them on and they break.
Yeah, because they were different materials back then than I guess today, but. Maybe we're going on a squirrel that nobody appreciates, but it's true. If you can, you're never going to be the best, but at least try. That's what gets me in life. Well, I can't do that. Well, how do you know? I don't know. Did you ever do it? No. Was it going to
Oh,
hurt
that's
you?
what that's what I said about YouTube too. I was like, I ain't gonna get this. Finally, messed with it and finally figured it out. But
That's the
you're never gonna learn unless you try.
mm-mm, absolutely. I mean, it's just, but you got to use your common sense too. There come a break point where you just don't put that into it. Is Irvin going to come up here so I can?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing, or T Lee or somebody, but I'll drop them the link again. I'm glad you came up here. I was like, oh my gosh, Blackwatch is coming up here. That
I
that that surprised me.
there was Zoom. What some say Chinese, it doesn't matter. Zoom is just the same. And it was a tech channel. Are you going to come up here? And I'm thinking to myself, you don't want to hear me. I've already listened to what you say, and we're at odds. And it didn't go well. There was one Christmas 2021, it was a Saturday, and he decided to do it, and it was a riot, Larry. It was. And I wasn't going to let tech take it over. It was going to be people, people. And the guy never got that. They wanted control. I'm going to control this. This is the way it's going to go. And it's a pathetic channel now. You know, the worst part is he entertained that guy I told you about.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Larry, don't take this the way it's going to sound.
Oh, I won't.
You're trying to do something, Larry. First of all, I'm going to point out you're stupid. I'm going to show where you made your mistakes, you idiot. And at the end of half an hour, I'm going to show you how you should have done it. But I'm not too sure I know. And that personality was tolerated to this day. I couldn't stand it. Yeah, I couldn't, if I thought something of someone and I heard someone condescend to him like that, I'm not going to stay quiet. He's still there and I'm banned. Well, I told the guy to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and I stood up for a woman, not asked, and I paid the price to what
Well,
I did.
that's what happens. You stand up for somebody, they tried to knock you back 3 steps, and I just say not pay attention to it, and
Yeah, but I got,
you got your own self of standing up for people, but
no, you don't do it.
don't let people take advantage of you.
You know how I ended up with her? Because she didn't. She ran. I said to her, gallantry and chivalry is now dead, and I was its executioner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't look for me to do it again. But I don't mean to take your life that way, but it's just where I am now. I'm pretty well finished with it. I've enjoyed being with yours, and I don't find it. Um, you don't push things. I don't know how to put it.
Well,
You know,
if I say something on here and it's like I've said a few things, but it's like different people once you run your channel a certain way. And I think you should be polite to everybody, even if they did do something. I'm just that way. I,
I
I I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I look at it this way, Larry. Some people push it to the point there is no way back. You try and you try and you try, and even at my age, you turn around and say, "That's it, I'm done." And you're not. Like I said, that one guy just you know, I thought nobody could get to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody could get to me, but he did, and he knew it. He knows it. So I mean, really, that's the worst I've ever had. In what 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it's been. But I don't know. I could use an example, and it's a tender way to go. It is. I had experience with with somebody. I won't get it. It's still ongoing. Online, and it's very good. But um, quite frankly, I wanted God to help. I did, and not for my well-being, for hers, and it didn't happen. So, quite frankly, on that night, I said, "God, you don't exist." I did, you know. And quite frankly, I know it's a tender thing, but someone would say, "Well, you're an unbeliever," or something like that. They don't go very deep, but I'll pray for you. And I said, "What? I'll pray for you. Why? So that you see this." I said, "Like you have the audacity to push that on me. I accept everybody for what they are. But in other words, you're lost in the wilderness. No matter what happened in your life, I'm going to pray that you get better. And you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
You didn't live my life. You weren't there. You know what I mean? And, like, let it go. But then they get, I have a
They
little,
keep pounding you.
I have a little saying. They don't like it. I said, even at my age, I'm amazed at the number of perfect people in the world. And almost all of them have a Bible in their back pocket, and the rest are politicians. Think about it.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just, but I met some, I could say his name, channel name, but we've had talks, like we're doing now privately. And I can see his point, and a lot of logic to it. I might not 100% agree, but it makes me think, maybe you're right. Maybe that, without getting too specific. But I did. And I got asked that question a few years ago, and it was out of place. Questions you don't ask anybody, let alone in a live, with about 100 and some odd people in there. And
Yeah. Especially when there's that many people in there.
yeah, back in the day, the channel, and there's a lot of people going around it, and it was awkward. I couldn't get out of it, and quite frankly, I should have hit. See, StreamYard, you hit the X and you're gone. If you do that in Zoom, it asks you, "Do you want to leave?" I should have just said, "Oops," and got out of it. But
That oops.
oops, I have on, But it is it's I don't know how to put it. I don't. Some people believe it with all their heart. Well, that was the end of my 60 some odd years, and that's what I wanted. I wanted the strength. I couldn't reach out. I wanted the strength, and it didn't happen. And I'm sorry. That's when I said, "I'm done." Never got anything in my life. I didn't see a wallpaper flower change its color in the sun. Nothing. But I wanted that badly, and it never happened. So that was it. So I mean, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting a little on the squirrel.
Do Uh, did Irvin want to come up or not?
I don't bite bourbon. I kind of nibble around the edges now and again, but I don't bite.
You know, he used to bug the heck out of you to come up there, and I said, "Well, he's up there. Where's Irvin at?"
I kind of thought it came with the free version of StreamYards and that, didn't it? This week only, you get a free Irvin with every purchase. No, but anyway, it's been fun. I don't know what, but I kind of, you came on and I thought, well, I'm going to say something. I'm pretty well on my way out. I'm finished with
But no, I appreciate you coming up here.
most part. I've never, it's always been fun or whatever, and you tolerated me, which
Oh, I tolerate anybody, but that's like a lot of people said. I don't know how to take Larry, and I like joking around. You know.
well, the one guy I told you about, it was a major channel go over to, to dub that or something. The second time I stayed, and like I said, he was petrol, and he said, I get up in the morning and I look what I have to do, like MSP, service provider for Windows. And he says, I go for what? Before I leave for my walk, I wonder what Blackwatch is thinking. And while I'm on my walk, I think, what Blackwatch going to think when I come back home? And then what I'm going to think the rest of the day, blah, blah, blah. I think he was serious. He always had me on the
Yeah,
petrol.
they always thought you were serious.
Oh, I already said before, I'm not going to be. And it got to the point where you go LOL, and the people get to know you, and I stopped that. And he said something about, as a channel crew, you're not serious, are you? I was on panel. And I go, what? You're not serious, are you? About what? I'm not going to answer the question. Because if somebody's that straight laced, I don't want to deal with them.
Yeah.
Um, what's it put in as a possible was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. I don't do misunderstanding. I don't do misunderstanding. It was very clear.
Oh, yeah. Some people can be very clear about that.
No, I mean, I asked Larry, I kind of sit here and I think, I'm thinking something, I try to look at all angles, and I did have some close friends, almost. And I'd say, am I crazy? Am I picking this up? Did I hear it right? And they said, yeah, you did. I said, okay, I'll go with that. I was politely asked, suggested, I'm not welcome. And that was by a man who does it on two channels that you know of. And it's not his channel. And yet he let them by the nose.
And they
You
just let it go on.
In fact, got right behind it, started to do it. I could say the name. You said it earlier of what's going on. And I took issue with it. Quite frankly, it was your microphone screaming. And you mentioned a name, and I'm going to say it. How did I go 3 hours backstage with you and Devil Dog, and you never said? And this one's trying to challenge me. Wow, he's been doing minor computing. And I thought, well, I'm in the 51st or 52nd year dealing with it. I think I know it. So I went from Scotland to Hawaii, StreamYard, Zoom, Skype. First thing I said, I go on panel. Can you tell me if my mic's okay? You're fine. And it was suggested that, as he said, if I thought I wasn't welcome, I wouldn't stay. How do you take that? I shouldn't go on and on about this, but I thought, and we did a little, and I said,
Yeah, that's sort of like anybody that comes here. I don't want them to think that they don't feel welcome. I want everybody to feel welcome.
well, this is exactly the point. I mean, I might come across strong, but it's just play, you know? It's just, that's what it is. Like I said, I love to laugh with you. I hate to laugh at you. In other words, I'll never do it. But that's how I put it, but I hate to take up your time, but I'm not, I'm like I said, I'm
Oh,
not.
you ain't taking up my time. I just thought I'd come on here, see how people is doing, and see if they're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing on YouTube.
Mm. It ended at 2 in the morning today, and it was not pretty. I
Huh.
just want to take the wrench and let me go. Well, one of the ones that, doctors recommend, Larry, that 9 out of 10 doctors recommend you breathe while you're talking. This one woman does, need I say more, and she took issue with me, and it's not her channel. So I wasn't so nice. Quite frankly, I was very abrupt. What I got, I gave back, and I take the wrench, and I'm gone. But anyway, my story. That's there's etiquette. There's etiquette. And when you have a number of women on there and you play, there's a certain way you play, right? With respect and everything. But anyway, if this makes sense, Edna, I don't know. I'm a nasty apparently. Anyway, Urban, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and you're going to think, I had
He's
my
just up there smiling. That's all he's doing. It's up there smiling.
He's going to sit there and he's going to say, I had my chance. I had my chance to go up there and get insulted left, right, and center, and I messed up. Anyway, I have a
They maybe he's just scared right now.
Mhm.
I sent him one of those roosters.
Well, that's why I suggest a lot of the ladies, you want to come on the panel, I don't bite. I do nibble with them occasionally, but I don't bite, you know. But in any event, that's kind of the beginning and the ending of Blackwatch. And it doesn't mean what you think it does, not to me. But that's not the three Scots in the First Royal Regiment from 1712. Not
But
what it.
no, I enjoy everybody. Everybody's got their own ways.
Well, like I say, it was my last go, or I wasn't going to, a bit corrupted, and I couldn't get onto YouTube. So I'm done. I used initials, I used everything, and it kept going wrong. But anyway, Urban, you missed your chance. That's it.
Uh,
But
do you
anyway,
know? Do you know any of my mods?
well, there's not. I have to. There was a tech channel, and I kind of knew. I didn't twist his arm, but I kind of pointed out, you could have gave me a wrench, but you thought he did. I had 58 wrenches. I never asked for one, really. So I've been the UK. I'm favoring the UK right now because of my experience, but I just about had it there too. Uh, it's just where I am with my life. My priorities are. I basically have two priorities, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
When you do what I decided to do, or it evolved, it takes a lot of you. It was just poor me, but I had some fun times. I did. It was hilarious. Really a lot of fun times. But I got some things to concentrate on now, and one of
Well,
them,
that's good.
one of them is hopefully
One of them is what?
a woman.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
That,
not really. It's not been easy. Not been an easy 3 years for either one of us. But stay optimistic. And on paper, it should never have happened. You know, but
yeah.
it's been a real. I have a little. Any of the women grow up. They put away their doll. this is my opinion. Men don't. And if you have a man and you basically kill the little boy in him, you will kill the man. Just saying, don't ever kill the little boy. Don't ever expect to give it up. See, that way, you can blame somebody else, right, Larry?
Yeah, they can just blame someone else.
Yeah, you say it's a little kid. That wasn't my fault. Maybe. But anyway, I guess you're getting a little bit tired. You're
Oh,
using
I
your.
was just wondering if anybody else wanted to come up, but I didn't want to bore them.
When did this lady?
Even Miss Blue Moon, if she wants to come up, she can come up. Or Tina P,
I
T
am cursed.
Lee.
I am cursed with a photographic memory, and it is a curse. So somebody, no, Miss Blue Moon, I might have saw it a couple of places over the years. Not really. There was a time. There was just so many people.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Not now. I mean, you look at the channels. If you go there, the ones you're talking about, save the one that hasn't been on for a while, and that's another story. There's hardly anybody there. They're all what I call the old guard. Is just dispersed. It's very sad
Definitely, it definitely subverted. It's not there. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
because people got power hungry. In my opinion, they got power. They lost what it was, what made it. Of people and things. And maybe these years. Maybe it just played itself out. I don't know. But I can't stand hypocrisy. I
I
can't.
I would say, and it's my opinion. I think it played itself out.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
it ramped up to just really with a lot of channels. You have to have a wrench to protect yourself now. You do, and it's sad, but it's true.
but and maybe this is my opinion, but okay, and it might be different in yours, and that's like when I first started this channel. I didn't think I needed to wrench a whole bunch of people because I seen work at a lot of the mods that did. They all tried to treat people with a little bit of respect. That's what I look at. Don't be blocking people, and I
Um,
just look at things different.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was something that was in the chat some months ago, and I put in there who's the supermod before it was announced. Somebody's got a supermod or an admin, and then it came along. They took away, the three dots, and you say go to channel. And I happened to click on it, and it said it's back. But I didn't. I purposely didn't say it to anybody because there's mods. You know what I mean? They try
Yeah, you think a mod would treat somebody just as well as you would want to be treated?
Yeah, exactly. Like I told you about this one, I could say her name, and she went into somebody and the two mods, more than the mods, more than those two. Why can't I see you? Because she's blocked them from other channels.
Yeah,
And the guy that owns the channel, what's wrong? They're the best people. They're wonderful people, and they're gone now. If I said the name, you know them. And I went to somebody else's channel. I was on the panel. In they came, trolled into her, and I barked about her, and I got banned.
yeah. I've been the same way. Went to a channel and be blocked, and it's like, or not be blocked, or take wrenches, or whatever, that's their channel if that's what they want to do. But I just don't think it's right.
No, it's not. It just, now we're on YouTube. It's all boring people. But this is what's going on. And frankly, I'm fed up with it. I've just had it right up to my neck, and it's not going to change. It's every day. People come on panel, right? And they're talking, whatever. An hour and a half, 2 hours later, they're still talking. The most fun I ever had was five on panel, and we kind of went a little adult. Did. And I'm not going to use the name, fellow in Baltimore. Larry, he was laughing. He could hardly breathe. It was the most fun he ever had. And 4 or 5 of us, not one or two, it was 5 of us. And it was hilarious.
Huh.
That's all gone now. It's one, I could mention a couple of channels, and it's the same panel every day. So
Every
different,
day. Yeah, I understand that. But
you know.
a lot of people, they like seeing different people on there. But a lot of people, they rather talk in the chat. But I don't know. It's just like when Urban would come on, and I kind of enjoyed talking to Urban, and everybody's like, "Well, you got the same people," but I,
The
I
only
like I like everybody's opinion, not
the
just one. I like everybody's.
the only thing I found about when we had Urban up pretty well every night, my mute button on didn't work. Now I kept hitting the damn thing. I never did anything. Sorry, Urban. What can I say? But it's supposed to be fun. You
Yeah,
can learn.
it's supposed to be fun, but
Yeah.
it was supposed to be fun, but it just went south and it got too deep, and
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Everybody just changed.
Well, if I said to someone, like, hey, you're talking about this, but who cares? Who cares? In my world, whatever, and anybody, who cares? Well, what's the matter with you? Don't you care? I do care, but I get sick of hearing it
Yeah, they
over
keep
and
bringing the same story back up, 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 and it's like, when is it ever gonna die? Like, when is the story gonna quit? I know what you're saying. They just keep bringing the same thing back up.
well, you kind of go, well, I watched the video, I watched this. Well, where'd you get the video? Off of YouTube. Well, everything on YouTube is right, Larry?
Mm-hmm.
They don't make stuff up. Everything's correct. Everything's true. Just pick what you want. And I think to myself, how could you think that's true? It's a YouTube video, but anyway, that's my little story, as it goes. And I don't think I'm wrong, but maybe I'm too judgmental it is
Uh,
now.
Anything I can tell you, and that's my opinion. I think you just hang in there. It'll get better.
No, I'm not. I've come to. There was somebody, a mutual friend, and my mutual friend was in trouble. You know what I mean? And I said, "Are you saying you want to invite him to the streamers?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I got nothing for him. I got to take care of myself. This woman. That's all. That's all I had. Like, that's all I got.
Yeah.
You got to take care of it."
Well,
And
you gotta take care of yourself for sure.
but I mean, that's all it was. I wanted to help. I wanted to try, but I didn't see the point because I'm just out of energy. You know.
Well, I, that's the way I felt with YouTube for a while. And I was like, well, I got so much going on, and different things, and I said I just gonna step away for a while, and it'll get better.
Well, it's just I don't have that luxury. I don't have the years that I once did. I don't. It's not good, so you got to deal with it. And frankly, it took too much of my energy. And that sounds conceited, but it did. I started going to channels, right? And I'm basically, I'm retiring this. So a couple of women are say, well, good night. I said, no, retire. I'm not retiring. This is gone. And I'm trying to type a video. I can't type because you just gave me a wrench. I can't even end it. And I appreciate it, but, I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, I'm down a rabbit hole of, and not too many people, know what I said, how it started. But, it takes a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to get out there, right? And two or three of the women there start, and I end up playing with them. And I wanted to leave, and I'm exhausted with it, quite frankly. Like I say, Larry, there's men that go up there and they get on panel and they start jokes. And one thing with the woman, I use finesse, right? Or I think this is true. Treat them with respect. And they frankly think with what they're talking about. There's no other word for it. I find that this personally. And I think, what I said to them? They come up and I find this funny. I asked one of the girls in chat, pass the testosterone shaker. I'm a little short. And I leave. And anyway, I'm not getting too far down. So how's the barking rooster done?
Huh?
How's the barking rooster done?
Oh, it's doing pretty good. Our chickens are laying eggs like mad.
I,
Today they had like 16 down there. I was like, man, they're laying. But
I like,
I watched a few other people that had chickens in different channels. They say their chickens ain't even laying hardly 3 or 4 eggs a day, and I'm like, well, you guys must be feeding them the wrong stuff or not giving them enough land mass or something.
it's funny because I have had one single egg in 8 years with this circumstance. I miss that. When I was a kid, my mom didn't time it. She could get the eggs runny, the toasted soldiers, and you know, on a
Yeah.
cold morning, that was really good.
Well, that's like, and it might be because of our building. It's a pretty nice building, and, you know, we get decent eggs even when it gets cold.
Yeah.
But we let them scavenge, you know what I'm saying? Go out in the
Um,
field and different things.
well, this is the thing, here, like I can't believe, because my son-in-law and daughter for us do the shopping. They know the city look, and what was 250 is now like $600. I don't believe it, but it's true. You get next to nothing,
Yeah.
and I just can't believe it's true, but I have, and my dad always said to me, you're going to get married, whatever. Your primary job is not going to be enough. You got to do something on the side for cash, and I did. It was kind of the roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food on the table. And if I saw things, I got a part-time job with a stonemason, plumber, it didn't matter, for under the table. But that's just what. But anyway,
Well, does T. Lee want to come up and talk to you?
All 155 of you? There's room. Oh, come on. Larry is getting green stamps tonight. Do you remember green stamps? My mom's saving them.
Huh?
Green stamps.
No.
You used to go to the food stores, they give out green stamps. And she had
Oh
like
yeah.
40 books of them. It took 40 books to get like a fork or something, or a can opener. You
Yeah,
got
I know what you're talking.
yeah,
I think the five and dime used to do that too. Give you
well,
the book.
the green stamps was business like PayPal. Stores subscribed to it. I can remember her putting these stamps in that book. And I swear it took 200 pounds of stamps to get a can opener. Not electric, just a can opener. But Tony is asleep. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight.
That's
Not
what she
tonight.
said. Not tonight.
Yeah.
She must have worked too hard out in the garden today.
Don't you know that something does not want to hear? Not tonight.
Yeah. But
Then you know you're getting older. You start the nights run together. You have to ask the question. You know, but who knows? It's been fun. I don't know what time it is. Or you're Eastern, right? Ohio.
yeah, I'm Eastern.
Yeah,
It's
just
it's 1:13 here.
yeah, 113, 47, 48. But anyway, it's been. I don't know if I'm going to be in the area anymore. Um, like I say, 2 in the morning on a ladies from Texas. That's where it ended. I knew
Yeah.
I'd do it eventually, but I've
Well,
been.
don't feel like you ain't welcome here. I try to welcome everybody, and that was one of the reasons I was wondering if any of my mods got any of your information.
Though I'm not having it. I mean, where I did have it, that's the funny thing. The two that I talked about, they're gone. As far as I can tell, gone through YouTube. And I think to myself, is that really worthwhile? The channel owner. But anyway,
But thanks for coming up here, talking
well,
to me.
I look at it this way: not my monkey, not my, and that makes absolutely no sense. But that's what I do.
But yeah, I want you to feel like you're welcome. So you're welcome to come in anytime.
No, I appreciate it, but I just about.
And if you see that link down there, hit it. I'll let you in.
No, I know. But you use Restream. I don't use Restream very much. And it is. I'm tired.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably get off here tonight too.
Yeah. No,
But
you got in the morning and do your stuff.
yeah, tomorrow morning I'm gonna have to do some weed whacking. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Oh yeah. But
At least
anyway,
try to get it before it does get hot. But we're supposed to get rain tomorrow.
yeah. There's one thing I don't. Taking care of the house, cutting the grass, shoveling the snow, painting this, doing. Didn't leave much time, but I would do it again. But anyway, I'll let you go and miss it so you can.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, thanks for coming up here.
I appreciate. Maybe right now, I'm on the way out. It was rather odd that you came on, because I'm just done.
Just just hang in there. It'll get better.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time. One time in your life, you turn around and say, the hell with it, right? Walk away and wait for the next round. I don't have that luxury. as much as I hate to say it. It's not a statement of mind or attitude, it's a statement of fact, you know. But anyway, I wish everybody the best, and maybe, it turns out that way. I'm unsubscribing left, right, and center. We only have 75 more to go, but, there's some I'm going to keep. There's some I'm going
Yeah.
to keep, but the rest are just pointless. Anyway, and next time Edna makes dinner, I wouldn't mind liver and onions, and, can I put my order in now?
Huh? Can you put your order in now?
Yeah, my dinner order, uh, you know.
Yeah, I had chicken, mashed potatoes, and macaroni. What I had this evening.
Well, I mean, my dad never mashed potatoes and you put like ground beef on it, with
Yeah.
onions. That was dinner. There wasn't. My mom, there was always in the fridge leftovers, right? I can remember growing up, and stuff like this, but you know something? It never tasted like leftovers. Just that was the way of life. Like I said, I had a pretty damn good childhood when I look at it. I got no complaint. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but I just hope we get our country back.
well, a little bit on that. I see all the evidence. Take it to court. That's the next step. You guys got to put it in court. Not that we're great up here, but that's where I see it. No more evidence. No more this. The truth is out there. Do something with that. Because if you're waiting for that little man that everybody says can walk on water in 2024, that could be too late. That's just my personal opinion. Men who are like the money, Larry, are only interested in making more money. That's all. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's all they are. But then I'm not very popular in politics either. And we're not much better off here. I remember Trudeau's father with the FLQ. Just watch me. He's a man that comes up. I don't see that in his son. But anyway, politics, religion, I don't go there. I hope it does. But honestly, I just want to live my life and be happy. I don't care about my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. My grandchildren are in their 30s. They have children. Not my responsibility. Sorry. I,
But
s- I spent 5 decades doing that. But anyway, I'm not going to be very popular. See you, Urban.
yep, Irvin must not want to come up tonight either.
Bok, bok, bok.
He's definitely the chicken. He ain't the rooster.
No, which will leave that one alone too before I get myself in trouble. But anyway, it's shoot me. But, adult humor. There's always a place for it for taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot. It can be a lot of fun, and
Uh,
I've had a lot of fun.
hi, Kiss Off. I didn't get to say hi to Kiss Off.
No, go away, go away, woman.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of good people on here. I just think I get mixed up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
With all the sincerity in the world, kiss off. Other than that, hey. Anyway, I guess you want to go. And, it's been fun. I gotta go.
Well, guys, look like if nobody wants to come up here, look like we're getting out of here. And like I said, thank you all you new subscribers. And I got some new videos gonna be coming out. Some shorts, like I said. I want to do some little neat things, different panels, electric goes out, you can charge your phones and different solar fans and stuff. But
I have a suggestion.
yeah,
Why don't you do a short where a person pays me back the 500 bucks he owes me?
oh, we could do something like that.
Why?
Especially for that rooster he gypped you off on.
Yeah, there you go.
You
Rooster.
know, he should at least give you half of it back for that rooster.
I think so. I mean, it's only fair.
Tried to tell you that rooster was a chicken and you never got any eggs from it.
You know, what can I say? It's just the way it goes. But anyway, I'll let you go. You probably got to get up one
Okay,
more.
guys. Look like I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm glad to talk to y'all.
Where's the button? Anyway, I'll see you later. Yeah, now that you're peace out.
Okay, I'll let you out.
Night.
Night. Well, guys, that was pretty good talk with Blackwatch. Uh, but I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. And like I said, I got some shorts for you guys. Well, catch you later.